people, just cats.
So many cats.
Endless napping.
Ooh, and eat all the snacks. So many snacks.
Every night you'll find me in the kitchen pile. I'm in Purrvana, and I'm never leaving. Don't wanna, oh, you aren't believing. You're gonna meow down.
Meow down.
I'm living it up, Purrvana.
I guess we're not gonna make it after all. Never left the island since we met our curtain call. Human heaven didn't want the funk, so here we are, basking in the sunbeams, dreaming of a yarn ball. Can you feel the sunshine? Purgatory vibes is getting different. You can see the kitties twitching with the tails and the curious instincts. Think I might have seen a pair of creepy eyes staring through the thicket. Maybe I'm just tired, but that looks like a jaguar in the distance.
Wait a minute, man, he's looking at me. There's nowhere I can dip to. Oh man, and he's looking at his chops, and I think that he can't hear my chatter bring sweet too. I've been packing on 10 pounds. It ain't gonna be hard to hunt me.
Kitty cat flipped on his back, he just wants rubbies on his tummy.
Food has ascended.
Pupils are all viscous.
Stroll by whipped cream lake.
I'm trying to get to catnip thicket.
Visit the infinite chicken.
Let's prowl with ghostly visits. It's a cosmic mix-up game into midnight mischief.
There's cats on the ceiling tiles.
Cats on the countertops.
Cats in a seething pile.
Beaches made of litter box.
The sweet devil wasn't about to drop a bird on me. Rise and shine, another day is gone and gone with the dawn.
Because we're in Purrvana, and we're never leaving. Don't wanna, oh, you aren't believing. You're gonna
Meow down.
meow down. Live it up in Purrvana, in Purrvana. Living it up in Purrvana.
That's the one.
Well, I died. Guess I should have watched my step. Now I find I'm unsure about what's next. There was so much left unsaid, but wasted years, and now I'm dead. Shed a tear for all the time I wish I had. Moving on,
Thought I'd make it, hey, I didn't.
I'm swept along.
Something new is next, what is it?
Is that a cat?
What?
Well, it can't be all that bad. I never reckoned that.
Hey, look.
Wait, there's a second cat.
This whole time. But I don't know.
That'd be fun.
That'll be fun. Hey, folks. What's up?
Do you have a camera on? I was just like, I'm just gonna be talking to this piece of toast the whole time. This is a thing. I may pull up Twitch and just have Twitch muted. So it's gonna be a thing. Of me? Hooray. It has been quite a while. Yeah, I'm doing okay-ish, I guess. Things are interesting right now, but, you know, personal issues aside, we won't get into any of that right now. No, I get it. Yeah. I think it says that you're streaming Shovel Knight right now. Yeah.
Hey, we had mics
And
muted.
for some reason, I'm frozen now.
Oh no.
Like, it's your stream says it's a Shovel Knight stream test, and the image of me is frozen.
Ugh. I changed that stuff in the stream info. I don't know why it didn't update.
It always takes it twice doing it in OBS.
Of course. All right, we got you on Frozen. Here we go. Does everything sound good? Everything look good? Do we have Pro Tools audio stream? We should be. I think it's coming on the same channel as Ian. Can you hear Ian when it's playing? Ian, you want to say something?
I can say things. I actually can't hear Pro Tools right now, so...
Oh, yeah. I, unfortunately, don't have a way to send that via Skype. Boy,
should
we didn't think about
I
that.
can't tell if I should mute Skype or if I should mute Twitch, because I have Twitch playing so that I can see you and see the Skype, see the Pro Tools thing. This is a fun experiment.
Oh boy, go ahead and watch. I don't know. You might need it. You might need to ride Skype for music. I'm sorry, or ride Twitch unmuting for music stuff. Oh, this is all so new. All right, we're gonna make it happen though. So
Lyron says mute Twitch. All right, so I'll keep that muted because there's such a delay. Like I just watched myself say something from 30 seconds ago, so that's cool. That's fine. Everything's great.
It's all good. Okay, we'll fix this next time. We'll sort it in post.
We'll fix it in post. It's fine.
So the track that we made, I don't remember what the prompt was, but we made a. Yeah, I don't remember. Oh, it was collabing. It was getting other people and collabing, and doing a tempo change. That's right. We decided. So we decided early on, when MC117 and I, that we wanted to do this VPC as sort of a concept of like, what if a band from like the late 90s, early 2000s entered the VPC? With all of like the hip hop oriented like nerd fandom challenges, like what would that be like? And so the first one we did sort of like a post-punk kind of pop punk thing, and then we did like a chiptune ska one. And then I took a round off and we did like a terrible cursed parody of For the Longest Time and the Fresh Prince theme. It was wonderful.
You say cursed and I say inspired.
Well, cursed only because it would, being technically two covers, it would cost us like $24 annually in licensing just to digitally distribute that one song. You got to pay two cover fees.
True. Very true.
And I have the cheap DistroKid, so. But we decided for round 4 that we wanted to do a Presidents of the United States of America sort of soft pastiche. Try to fold in some other influences a little bit. I knew just, with Jeremy's voice, it wasn't going to sound exactly like a PUSA song. But within that, melodically, we wanted to play with those ideas. We ended up going a little wide with some harmonies and just getting some cool pop harmonies going. But let's take a listen one time through, and I'll comment on a few things that we'll talk about. But we won't stop the first time. So here is Purrvana by Sleater-Kitty featuring One Up Funk. Oh wait, I got the vocals muted. I forgot I muted all the vocals on this one. I was trying to bounce out the instrumental before this stream to drop that. But every time I loaded the piano, which is literally in this for 2 seconds, there's one piano chord that is held and then never sounds again. When I load the piano patch, Pro Tools just keels over. I've had to reboot like 12 times today just trying to get the instrumental bounced. But that's, I guess that's a good first place to start. We're doing a cake song this round, but we were originally going to do like what if we do like halfway in between Presidents and Cake, or maybe when we do the tempo change, we'll go into more of a cake vibe. And so we were thinking a lot about cake. And one of the things that we noticed both the Presidents and Cake do in songs is they will randomly have just like 2 seconds of acoustic piano, and then it's just gone. And not in the song at any other point. It was really interesting finding kind of the some of the shared kind of Venn diagram between the two bands was very fun. Let me confirm what this track is.
This place is amazing.
If you're doing a cake song, you just have to keep the one key component in mind, and that is agreeing with yourself and then disagreeing with yourself.
I thought you were going to say Vibraslap.
Well, that's the other component. But more importantly, if you're doing John McCrae vocals, you have to yeah, no.
Oh yeah,
times.
no. Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
We've definitely
you have
got
to agree and disagree with yourself.
We got some cake hype that we didn't end up using in here. A whole lot of me and Bobby being like, yeah. We definitely have a yeah before a Vibraslap. That's the only remnant of the cake in this track.
The only remnant, the crumbs of the cake, if you will.
The cake crumbs. That's very funny. Okay, let's take a listen now that we got this unmuted.
And now I will unmute Twitch so that I can hear it.
There we go. Actually, so Triple Aaron had a really good idea. He recommended sharing my screen, streaming my desktop to you.
Yeah.
Desktop sync master. Oh, okay. Let me do that again and say share sound. Okay, cool. Hopefully this should get you what you need. Here we go.
Well, I
I
died.
can see that I'm
Guess
I'm
I
frozen
should
in the
have
screen,
watched
but I
my
cannot
step.
Okay.
Now I
playing the
find
song.
through the Skype.
I'm unsure about what's next.
No, I mean, I
there
can
was so much left unsaid.
Skype, like,
Wasted
sharing
years and
screen.
now I'm
It's not playing
dead.
through.
Shed a tear for
I will go
all the
through
time
Twitch.
I wish I had. Moving on,
Thought I'd make
Although
it,
that
hey, I
went out
didn't.
quick.
I'm swept along.
Something new is next, what is it?
Is that a cat?
What? Oh,
Well,
cat.
it can't be all that bad. I never reckoned that.
Hey, look.
Wait, there's a second cat. Wait a second cat.
You'll make that green for so many more. What's going on? I'm in Purrvana, and I'm never leaving. Don't wanna. Oh, you aren't believing you're gonna meow down.
Meow down.
I'm living it up, Purrvana.
So many kitties. They're everywhere. I love kitties.
Oh, where'd you find a rattle toy? Oh, wait, is that a Vibraslap?
Is this alright though?
Or just a mistake.
Some cosmic typo.
I don't care because it's great.
So many sunbeams, I just want to sit and smile. And no more sad things.
No people, just cats.
So many cats.
Endless napping.
Ooh, and eat all the snacks. So
And
many
every
snacks.
night you'll find me in the kitten pile. In Purrvana, and I'm never leaving. Don't wanna. Oh, you aren't believing you're gonna meow down.
Meow down.
I'm living it up, Purrvana.
met our curtain call. Human heaven didn't want the funk, so here we are, basking in the sunbeams, dreaming of a yarn ball.
Can you feel the sunshine? Purgatory vibes is getting different. You can see the kitties twitching with the tails and the curious instincts. Think I might have seen a pair of creepy eyes staring through the thicket. Maybe I'm just tired, but that looks like a jaguar in the distance. Wait a minute, man, he's looking at me. There's nowhere I can dip to. Oh man, and he's looking at chops, and I think that he can't even try to bring sweet to. 'Cause I've been packing on 10 pounds. It ain't gonna be hard to hunt me.
Kitty cat flipped on his back, he just wants rubbies on his tummy.
Full moon has ascended. Pupils are all viscous. Stroll by whipped cream lake.
I'm trying to get to catnip thicket.
Visit the infinite chicken.
Let's prowl with ghostly visits. It's a cosmic mix-up getting into midnight mischief.
There's cats on the ceiling tiles.
Cats on the countertops.
Cats in a seething pile.
Beaches made of litter box.
Mr. Sweet that wasn't about to drop a bird on me. Rise and shine, another day is gone. Gone with the gone.
Because we're in Purrvana, and we're never leaving. Don't wanna, all you aren't believing. You're gonna
Meow down.
meow down. Live it up in Purrvana. In Purrvana, we're living it up in Purrvana.
There it is. Yeah, so that's the song. It's a very fun song. We had a great time making it. But let's talk about some of this stuff. So one of the first things, I mean, let's just start at the beginning, I guess. There's a lot to talk about here. So the beginning is two git bass parts. This song, there is no guitar in this song. This song is entirely played on bass and git bass. I don't have a bass guitar, so I just play bass. Which is a little bit cheating, but you know,
Oh, just a little
We
bit,
got
but
time.
they played a full 6-string bass on Freaked Out and Small, so that's fine. That counts.
oh really? Four string bass or 6-string guitar?
Yes.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I didn't
Freaked Out
know.
and Small is the only album that they do with the proper amount of strings.
That's wild. I was
'cause that was-
watching an
that was the
old.
reunion album.
Oh, was it? Okay. See,
yeah.
I stopped paying attention for like 10 or 15 years in the middle there. So I missed a lot of that. I was watching an old show live from Mount Rushmore. By the way,
The
you know,
MTV special.
yeah, return the Black Hills to the indigenous people, absolutely. Watching that show though, and it was, 3-string git bass, 2-string bass guitar, and it never occurred to me the entire President's sound is 5 strings.
Yeah, as
total
it says on the
5
first
strings.
album, 3-string bass guitar, 2-string git bass, no string drums.
God, so dope. I mean, technically snares, I don't know. There could be an argument made.
True.
So the opening though on this git bass, we got 2 riffs going. One of them is, so there are elements that I pulled from Candy. I would love to play it right now, but my git bass is in the middle. I'm putting new tuners on it, and I drilled
Right.
out the wider holes for the new tuners and found out that they're too short. The new ones haven't
Oh.
quite arrived yet. So it is out of commission at the moment. But there is this riff that has the kind of pulling off minor third and then hammering up from the 7 to the 1 of Candy. But it's reversed. And it's got the
my
same.
Something just so because I was in Twitch, I wasn't paying attention to what was happening in Skype. I could have heard that through it because it says choose screen to share on me. Oh no, it's asking me to share the thing. Never
Oh.
mind.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not trying to share screen. I'm watching a screen being shared. I can't. No, I'm not sharing that. Never mind.
Right,
I'm
yeah.
dumb. Forget what I said.
The Candy riff is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this
And
one
you
is.
definitely hear that right at the very beginning of the song. I
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, that's Candy right in the opening.
So I've also got with it this thing though. They do a lot. It later on in the slow breakdown, I do a walk up like do 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 up to the 1, And so I was like, I want to quote that a little bit earlier to kind of set up that it's going to come in. So the other part accompanying that one is, and let's get that. Hey, maybe I just sing along all the things I'm playing you as I'm playing.
This way I can hear it. Yay!
Yeah. One of the interesting things that we decided to do there, Presidents plays a lot with tonality, with like specifically between the major key and the minor key of the key they're in. If they're in C sharp, which they're usually in C sharp, because that's what a git bass is tuned to, drop C sharp, they're going to have the major third, the minor third, probably a neutral third in there, maybe stacked together to get some real spicy harmonies. And so we've got this totally minor tonality, and Jeremy is landing on a major third. So, well, I died, guess I lost my step. And it's kind of haunting. We weren't sure how it was going to sound. When we tried it, it was like, oh fuck.
Well, I died. Guess I should have watched my step. Now I find.
And then something that Jeremy does over this next chord.
There was so much left unsaid.
I don't know why or how he hits that note, but it like that chord, if you were to chart it out in like jazz notation, that would be like a sharp 11 over it. And it sounds so like unexpected, but it's like a bright unexpected note. It's not like sad or like dissonant sounding. It sounds like more major. It kind of pulls it out of that minor tonality into these big, huge major hits that we get to. And that was, I don't know, that just kind of came together and it was really exciting. I think it was Zero Friction that inspired this riff. This
So much left unsaid, wasted.
That's not what I actually played.
Shed a tear for all the time I wish I had. Moving on.
Just kind of that groove. And then I found out
it's really Zero Friction, almost Rot in the Sun kind of.
Yeah. There was I forget the name of which song it was. It was one I hadn't heard before, but there was another it was like 30,000 10,000 something.
505,000 miles.
505,000 miles. Yes. That one, I had never heard that song, and when we were like 2 weeks into making this, I played it, and it's just got this totally
it's so crunchy.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my god, okay. I feel validated that I went with this kind of vibe because it does actually sound like an existing President song.
Yeah. The thing that sticks out the most to me on that riff is the hi-hat hits on Memory down. I don't know if I'm describing it right, but like and timing the strums to the beat on the cymbals is something that's very presidential. If that's, I can use that as a way of describing it.
Totally. So that's this Chicka guitar. This.
Yeah.
And interestingly, so the drums that I used for this, these aren't programmed drums. These are a set of breaks from Darren King, the drummer of Mute Math. Nice. This is a great pack of breaks and one shots from that sound. They do like individual like indie artists and get some really, really unique stuff. Here we go. So this drum break actually doesn't have any cymbals until like the verse comes in. It's just kind of this kick flam thing. And then I looked up Jason Finn's official sponsored Zildjian equipment rack and found
which I think I remember sending you the link.
You linked me to that. Because I was having a hard time finding which cowbell and jam block he used from live videos. One Up Funk, what is up? One Up Funk, who helped us with this song, is in the chat, in the house. Good to have y'all. So I found a video of someone demoing the Sabian A10 Splash on YouTube. And so that is the cymbal. I took out all the crash cymbals from this break and replaced it with Jason Finn's actual splash. So that's That's one of the only cymbals going on. And then there's some hi-hat that comes in. Interestingly, though, Jason will ride on the splash, which sounds a little bit like a ride. The break I used on the hook of this has a ride, but it's really, really dry. You can barely hear it. I was wondering if you noticed that I'd used a ride cymbal that Jason Finn doesn't have.
Here's the thing. You're going a little more into musicianship than I like in the technical terminology. Yeah, that I'll agree with what you said. Sounds right.
Hell yeah.
I don't know what it means.
Right. Well, and really,
it does sound like something that Jason plays, definitely. But as far as the technical term for what the words you just said, I'll just smile and nod.
Right. I'm basically just talking about equipment. One of the things whenever we're doing a pastiche, which I've done a few times over the years. We did a President's.
Yeah. Well, we did more of an interpolation than a pastiche.
Very true. Yeah, that was a pretty straight interpolation of a specific song.
Yeah.
One of the things I do is I try to find live footage. Shane Hall and I were doing this with Cake today.
Nice.
How are they voicing these? How are they playing these? Like, how hard is Jason Finn actually hitting the cowbell and the jam block when he's playing? Like, is it soft? Is he? Because I don't know how to play those. I borrowed them from a drummer friend. I've never played them before. But yeah, all that kind of stuff we're thinking about. What are the kind of shapes that Chris is using on the git bass or the basic bass guitar? The one person in Presidents whose name I don't know is
Dave.
Dave, thank you. Who plays the instrument I play?
Dave Dieterer, yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, and later it was Andrew.
That's
Andrew
right.
McCaig.
Yes. But yeah, that's pretty much the vibe there. We've got cowbell and jam block in here. I borrowed from a friend, sampled. These are the ones that, from live footage I found, that Jason Finn uses on his drums. And I don't know, it was cool. Adding those in there, I was just like, whoa, that sounds like the Presidents. When you find something that's like there, it's really magical, and it's just, I don't know, it pops out. One thing I did do, just because I knew we're going to be next to a whole bunch of hip hop tracks, we're going to need to like sonically rise to that level of like full spectrum bass, like knocking drums. I put some drum supplements on the snares mostly. Some like a 303 drum machine clap for this kind of John Madden Super Nintendo football theme section. Hell, like full on. You pull up Madden 93 title screen, it sounds just like this song. Sounds just like most Sleater-Kitty songs. But then, yeah, just a couple other snare supplements. There's like a synth snare on the hook that comes in. That's the basic breakdown of the drums, though. This bass line was very fun to find. We were trying to figure out where to go after the hook.
So many kitties. They're everywhere. I love kitties.
Oh, where'd you find a rattle toy?
Oh, wait, is that a virus?
Is this all right, though?
And this bass line, I'm going to grab my bass real quick and play it. This bass line kind of unlocked a whole lot for this song. I'll explain what I mean when I get back with it.
Okay.
Oh. Oh. Drop the tambourine.
I heard it.
All right. Plug it in. So, on this song, we got this bass line. Let me pull up OBS so I can make sure this is pointing at my bass when I play it. Huh. Oh, can of air. Get out of the way. So it's got, what it does is it jumps up. It's a C sharp minor basically, but we want to play with that tonality of minor and major. So I'm going, this is the major third. This sounds like a major chord, right? This is a happy chord. This is the minor third. That's dark. So I'm starting with the first half on the major third. and then minor third walking down to get back at the end. And so it's like this jumping between, it's like major, minor into it, major, minor into it. It's gonna... going back and forth. And that was actually the building block for when we had to do the tempo change. What we slowed down...
That whole section where it starts to slow down and get all dissonant and everything is like, I was getting heavy Stranger vibes off of that.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, definitely. Oh, that's such a good song. Straight from LA.
Yep.
So my dream for the tempo change was like, okay, what if we take the song and just like platter stop, like it's on a record, and you just slow it down gradually all the way until half speed, keep it going, ride that whole pitch down shift with raps, and then as soon as it lands at halftime, drop in a new beat stacked on top of the slowed down song. Like it's like you're sampling and chopping and screwing your own song. I'm like, I feel like this would be the ultimate incarnation of this challenge. I want to see if we can pull it off.
And keeping it very within the realm of what Chris Ballew and the Presidents do, you unintentionally did a Feelings Hijackers pastiche.
Yeah, I was going for like a more of a subset thing, but I was like, well, I gotta add some synth stuff, some electronic things in here to make it fit. I ended up on Feelings Hijackers, who, by the way, I'm now obsessed with. I've gotten a couple of friends obsessed with too since you showed me them like a week ago.
Good.
Or
good,
I guess
as it should be.
3 days ago.
It was it wasn't even that long ago. It's like earlier this week maybe.
My 6-year-old is into him now. Stuck in this dirty limousine.
That song has got such a groove to it. I love it.
Chris Ballew on 4-string bass is magical. I needed more of that in my life. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're gonna love his new album.
Oh, I can't wait. I gotta hear it when it comes out.
It's so good. Only a month away, man. So.
Oh, I'm so jealous that you get all these previews from the bands. Like, hey, here's all this new stuff that's not released yet.
And here's the thing, I wasn't expecting it either. He like, I sent him a thing about, hey, by the way, the music video for Internet Famous is out. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but here's the link. Check it out. Thanks so much for being in it. And he's like, hey, that's awesome. By the way, here's the new album. Don't share it with anybody. I'm like, holy shit.
So that was a while ago.
No, this was the video came out like a month or so ago, and I sent him an email a couple weeks ago.
That's right. I was thinking of the live video.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. I remember when that dropped down. I was like, oh my god, with the video, with the okay, that was cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so this slowdown. Originally, I was like, okay, what if I play this live? I want to like if I just digitally like pitch shift down the bass across these 4 bars, and then like map out where it steps down every half step and try to like walk down that shape as it goes. And that was just one, it didn't sound good because it's sort of granular. It's kind of it's kind of incrementally instead of smoothly shifting down like the rest of it is. Hey, Bobby in the chat too. What up? And so we just stayed with the regular kind of warp down, but in order to land, I did want to land on still playing it at the same pitch as we started. So I also played it super slow and then sped that up to double speed and pitch shifted that down. And so we actually, what happens there, I don't know, I haven't been able to tell if anyone's noticed yet. The actual bass goes to silent and fades in. And the pitch shift starts fading up. Of the sped up and then like pitched down from double speed back to normal. Meanwhile, we have one that is played at half speed. Or no, we have the regular one, which is being pitched down to half speed, but fading out so that it's gone by the time it gets low. Which is just this one. and it just gets like super sludgy. But together, it just makes like this weird smooth warp, like a shepherd tone almost. I was thinking about shepherd tones with how I put this together. With all the other stuff around it, you really can't tell that there's two in there.
Yeah.
And I played it way harder once it's way down, so it's all distorted and stuff. I cranked the distortion up on that part too. But the other thing that is in here is the riff guitar that is going. This was another remnant of another influence that we were trying to put in that we never ended up using, is Sabotage by the Beastie Boys. Because I was thinking like, okay, if I'm playing this bass line at half speed, what does this sound and feel like if I'm going, or here, if I'm like, what is rapping over that? And I'm thinking like, what is someone when it falls to bone? And we're like, we have to like trade back and forth rapping. That was part of the challenge too. I'm like, that's super Beasties. But then at the same time, like when you're doing a pastiche, once you pastiche the vocals, especially if it's rap, I don't know, that sort of goes against kind of the spirit of hip hop and like the singular uniqueness of the rap vocal, and just kind of that soul bearing nature of hip hop. And so I was quickly reminded of that and like, oh yeah, this is a bad idea. Let's not do that. But we left this riff guitar. Where's the riff guitar? Here it is. This riff guitar is in here, still doing what sounds like the Sabotage bass line, but it is playing on the Boll Weevil riff, which is 12th harmonic or 12th fret on the low two strings, but only just resting your finger on the harmonics. So you're not pressing or fretting a note. You're not leaving them open. And then voicing like 2 frets down, but everything is like half palm muted. It's the weirdest, most bizarre chord ever. But when you get it really distorted, it has a really cool sound. And it sounds like this. I just played it in the rhythm of Sabotage. And it fits into the groove like this. It goes. I've got other stuff soloed. It's way back there. Really buried.
I guess we're not going.
It's really more of a harmonic or a rhythmic element than anything else. But when it slows down, it is the sludge of the sludge groove, because it just you've heard that, what is it? It's Chipmunks played at 16 RPM. Have you heard that?
Oh yeah.
Super sludged out. That was a huge inspiration for this. It sounds just like that.
Yeah.
Because that's half speed too.
Yeah, you did another unintentional pastiche, because the original Froggy style version of Think Naked and Famous has a whole intro and outro that is not on the Pop Llama or the Columbia release, even though it's the same exact song. They just chopped those parts off of it. And
Whoa.
There's this slow, trudging, sludgy version of the song that starts and ends that song. It just goes all chaos after a while.
Okay, I got to hear that after this stream. That sounds dope.
If I can figure out a way to play it and share it with you, I will. But I have my CD of Froggy Style.
Super jealous. Ian's got props. Ian's got rare memorabilia out here ready to show off, and I'm excited for it. Every time you drop one of these, I'm gonna give you some snaps. That was delightful.
Wasn't. The thing is that Froggy Style isn't on CD. It was only on a cassette. That's just a CD copy of it. But
oh my god, you got so much deep lore
Yeah, man.
Like every time we talk about this, I think like, God, Ian, you and I need to sit down and just talk about the presidents for like an hour sometime. And I'm like, wait, we do that. We keep doing that. But every
Right?
time I see a glimpse of the top of the treasure chest of just how much you've got to share and how much you're holding
Oh, man.
back.
Yeah.
It's like I know that
it's
feeling.
quite a lot. It's some might say obsessive. Oh gee.
Hey, that's why you're the right person for this stream. One thing I did on this sludge guitar was glitch it out, so I get some nice kind of glitch stalls in there to break up the rhythm a little bit. And then I even I started the bass with it too at one point. Another thing I've got going with that, because we're doing kind of a jungle wildcat thing. You know, this song is about dying and accidentally being sent to cat heaven, heaven for cats. And then it's like, oh, there's, it's late night. Oh, wait a minute. Is that a jaguar? Hold on. This beach is a litter box. Everyone's 2 a.m. apartment energy. What's going on? So, where's the jungle? I got some jungle sounds in here. Here we go. So here are these jungle sounds. These are actually jungle sounds I used when I made a round 1 track with Watsworth under the pseudonym Animorp, because that was going to be my second secret VPC team in like VPC 4 or 5, I think. We released this beat, but we never really used it for anything. But it's got these like nasty tiger growls, and I kind of timed those out to match up with things they said in the lyrics or go between words and stuff. But another element that I put in here to sort of sell it and tie it back to some of the meows that we have earlier in the track is a half pitch slowed down cat hiss. That's my cat Eddie hissing. Hold on, I think there is an aux that I need to solo for us to hear this. Yes. All right. There's this. Oh, I still got the jungle soloed. There are so many tracks in this. Y'all, I got an error in Pro Tools because I tried to import more than the maximum number of tracks that they allow. And then I like deactivated a whole bunch of tracks, and they were like, this is more active tracks than you can have now. I'm like, what? So this is a lot. But here is the slowed down cat hiss. And then I also have this looks like a jaguar in the distance. We have a half speed cat purr. I think this is it. Oh yeah, this is a cat meow and purr from earlier in the song. Is this it here? Where is it earlier? Oh no, it's later on. Here it is later, regular pitch. It's cute, adorable cat getting some pets. But you put it down 18 semitones, and it sounds like a fucking cougar. The meow is down 18. The growl is actually just down 12. It was a little too slow at 18. God, that sounds like a fucking tiger. It's just a cute, adorable little cat. That is Billy the cat. I don't remember whose cat Billy is. That might have been Smugzug's cat. What else we got in here, though? Oh, the guitars in this breakdown are one of my favorite things. So this is where I really, really played with the ambiguous third thing that the presidents do, stacking up thirds. Because, like, it goes straight through my body. Like that is a minor third and a major third stacked together, which is the most dissonant interval, a minor second. It's half step apart, and it sounds so weird, especially when it's the third. And that is that classic Jimi Hendrix chord from Purple Haze. That's an E7 with both a minor and a major third in there. And I don't know, just I love that kind of serendipity with the, or I guess, I don't know, the way that it harkens back to kind of Seattle's musical legacy in that aspect. But in this one, I got to the point where I was able to stack a minor third and a major third and a neutral third, which is a microtonal third halfway between the two notes, all on top of each other at the same time. It's just literally just halfway between a major and minor third. It's like it's not on a piano, but if you bend a minor third up a little, I had my tuner on so I could actually make sure I was bending it the right amount. It took me like 20 tries, but this guitar part starts on a neutral third and then goes up to a major third. Is it this one? No. So this is the one that goes chromatic up 2 notes to the 1 and then up 1 note chromatic from the 1. It's going along with it at the same time. Do 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 do. But then it follows the bass line. Do 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 do. That minor walk down. Do 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 do. I can't voice it minor, but and then here is it. Sorry, go ahead.
I said I know what you're trying to say. So
cool. So here's the guitar part that starts on a neutral third. So there it is. This is a neutral third. This is a major third. So you can hear the difference. It's just barely different. And when you get that, it's just kind of this weird, haunting, like 3 notes. Like it was almost there, but it wasn't quite. But you couldn't quite tell because our ears are just used to hearing like tempered thirds. And so when it gets up to there, it like retroactively feels like it was dissonant earlier. It's like a weird like time travel dissonance haunting thing. I don't know, but it ended up sounding really cool. So here's that part on its own.
It's the memory of dissonance.
Yeah, it's like it's like it's harmonic deja vu almost.
Yeah.
And here it is with the chromatic guitar. And then the way it stacks up the bass, we get major, minor, and neutral thirds all stacking up at various points throughout the riff together. And then I played a SpongeBob guitar melody. Does it just fit the tone out? Yeah, that was my favorite part because I was listening to this when the way that we do the VPC, because we want to have a track that feels finished in 3 weeks, and the only way you can do that is to just fucking fast travel through time. You gotta like put in like 200 hours in 3 weeks. So I'm constantly listening to this track, thinking about it, iterating on it, coming up with new ideas, like listening to stuff like it, listening to more presidents, humming ideas, and all of a sudden that SpongeBob thing just kind of jumped into my head. I was like, wait a minute, this is that weird, it's just stacks of weird dissonant microtonal guitars. That's the SpongeBob closing theme. And my brain was just like, I wonder if that'll work. And it weirdly did. Turns out that SpongeBob melody is on the 5th, and it like walks down to like starts by going down to the tritone. That is a weird, cartoons got some really, really compelling and complex music sometimes, y'all. Mm-hmm. They're doing some cool shit over there. at Cartoon. At the animation factory. What else is there to talk about here? Ooh, here we go. So this transition.
Because we're in Purrvana, and we're
This transition was fun to do because we got to figure out how to come out of this into like what we gotta come back to that final chorus because I have to play tambourine. Every great song has a tambourine part waiting to be played. I firmly believe that. And this tambourine actually was our Hello Kitty tambourine, fitting with the Sleater-Kitty theme. But you can hear just the.
I'm still mad that you weren't able to work in like a lyrical reference to Kitty by the Presidents. So
I know. I tried to sample the old, the original Kitty demo because it's got a lot more meowing and a lot more. I think Chris Ballew did some pitch shifting with those meows. Some of them sound like they're pitched up a little bit because they sound too real. But there just wasn't anything that was long enough without like instrumental stuff along with it to really be able to be used. And we didn't really have much of, there might have been a time to screech when the vibroslap hit, but that was about it. That's one thing I do want to show actually really quick. So we put a lot of work into these skits. They went through a lot of iterations and we punched up a lot of what we started with. But my favorite bit is, I gotta go up to the skit audio. This session is, it's like fucking Google Earth. Okay.
smile, and no more sad things.
No people, just cats. It was really funny with my skit lines in the verse. The thing that was my personal challenge was I wanted to make them speech cadence that also hit all the notes. And so instead of like, and eat all the snacks, I was like, ooh, and eat all the snacks. Sorry, I'm trying to do a bunch of that, which was fun. Here. Okay, I think that's the first.
I actually heard that.
Ooh, is it working?
No, it was like I could hear it through
It might be my
the mic
headphones.
or the speaker. I think it was one coming from your headphones into your mic that I heard it.
Okay, there we go.
Where'd you find a rattle toy?
Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. Here we go.
So many kitties. They're everywhere. I love kitties.
Oh, where'd you find a rattle toy?
Oh, wait, is that a vibroslap?
Is this alright though?
Or just a mistake.
So, with the meows, I put my cat Eddie going like the way that he does when he comes up. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna pet me now."
Find a rattle toy.
Oh, wait, is that a vibroslap?
Is this alright
But then Bobby goes, "Yeah!" and hits a vibroslap.
though?
Or just a mistake.
And the cat goes, runs away.
Amazing. That's so good.
So here it is all together. I think it works. I think it works.
So many kitties. They're everywhere. I love kitties.
Oh, where'd you find a rattle toy?
Oh, wait, is that a vibroslap?
Is this alright though?
Or just a mistake.
That was very fun. Also, pro tip, if you don't have a percussion thing that you want, here's something you can do. You can go to Guitar Center and record a voice memo, and then you have a sample of that instrument now. That's what I did to get vibroslap.
All right.
Oh wait, no, that's Bobby.
You gorilla filmed yourself a sample.
Yes. Yeah, full on. I was just like, well, I need a vibroslap. And, well, to be fair, when I price checked the vibroslap they had, the person who checked it was like, oh, damn, that's $50. I was like, really? She was like, yeah. Oh, that's the only one we have. But here it is. But yeah, you can hear, here's the exclusive full Guitar Center voice memo. Oh, minus meows. I was watching a video about how you can actually like change the rattle dampening by how you hold it. It was interesting. But we ended up just using that. That was the last remnant of cake. Yeah, vibra slap. And then the thing that really tied together the choruses, they felt a little bit empty. They were kind of almost there. I got something soloed. Here we go. Where is the solo track? Why won't it? Oh, no, there we go. Okay, we're good. What was I saying? There was... Oh, so the thing that really helped us tie together the sections and the transitions were jet flyovers. So the last round of the VPC, the challenge premise was that we were stranded on a desert island. Yes, that is vibra slap. Word No Hulk was asking to confirm. Bobby's in the chat saying, all right. I don't know if you were here earlier, Bobby. Ian was saying, all you got to do cake is agree with yourself and then disagree with yourself. Ah, yeah. Ah,
Oh,
no. All right.
Yep.
So good.
At least Weird Al got that in his cake pastiche. So
Did Weird Al do a cake pastiche? I feel
Yeah.
like I always forget Weird Al did a cake pastiche.
yeah, he did it. He did a cake pastiche that, unfortunately, John Chris Falusi did the music video for.
Who is John Chris Falusi? Why don't I know that name?
The creator of Ren and Stimpy. And noted lecherous douchebag.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, didn't know it then. Well, we
Yeah.
kind of, there was hints of it then, but yeah. But no, yeah, that there is a full-on agreement, disagreement, all right in that song.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So we do have some thunder going in. I forgot about that. We tried to put in sort of the premise of this track was, so stranded on a desert island last round. Yeah, we didn't make it off. So we're releasing news clippings of, no survivors in boat crash, touring bands, crashed at sea, all this kind of stuff. And so we got a little bit of thunder, sort of beef up the, let me unsolo the meows now. Just sort of beef up the drum fill going into the hook. It's right here. You can barely hear it with the drums. It almost feels like toms, but it's like rumbly in your chest. But the main thing was when it occurred to me to use jet flyovers as risers instead of like, because you have that in pop songs all the time.
That's Jilted on the Tarmac, man.
Yeah. You don't hear that in a President's song, but like you would hear a jet plane fly over, but not just like a white noise riser.
Do they hear it in Jilted on the Tarmac?
Like just like an EDM synth, like white noise riser?
No, I honestly don't know if it's an actual jet noise or not, but there is I remember there being.
That's what I was saying. A jet noise you can put in a President's song. Just like an EDM riser, I feel like you'd have to justify. You got to figure out a way to make that work. But with this... God, I don't know why, but that sounds President's as fuck. I don't know why. And you can hear it in there. I don't think it's super obvious when you hear it in the song, even though like knowing what it is, it's really obvious. It's easy to forget it's there, which feels weird. But I think that's the least audible one. This one might be the most audible. It's got a lot longer lead into it.
Smile and no more sad.
Real quiet up top.
Ooh, and eat all the snacks. So many
Every
snacks.
night you'll find me in the kitten pile.
This one I left a nice tail on. I don't know, sort of gave a little more richness to the hook. But this last hook, we got jet all over this whole thing. This transition was a little tough, and so we got thunder. We got me going 3-4, which was an allusion to Cleveland Rocks. I'm sure you caught.
Yes.
3-4. And then just so much jet. Like big, like ripping jet echo. A little bit more over here. And then I don't know what this was. This was like 3 of them in a row. We put that right at the end. So I sound a little sci-fi there.
Little, yeah.
And then this was my favorite. This was the coolest accidental thing that we found. And this will probably be about the last thing we go down in the session. I'd love to talk about some PUSA stuff with you.
That's fine, man.
The very end of it, Ryan and Bobby from One Up Funk say rise and shine with the dawn in Purrvana, because that finishes their rhyme. And we were talking about it, we decided to not finish the rhyme and hold that until because we're in Purrvana, to sort of like carry you through the transition. But to ease that, Jeremy suggested, MC117 suggested, what if we put a delay and have that on with the dawn and dawn and dawn and dawn. And when we did that, it suddenly sounds like they're saying on and on and on and on. And it was just so cool, because what they're saying is
Dawn and dawn and
dawn in, but
on with the dawn and dawn and
dawn and dawn and dawn. And it was like,
That's awesome.
okay, we need to pretend that was on purpose.
Accidental genius.
Yeah, it's like the coolest part is what we didn't try to do. That's how it always works. So,
Yeah.
the song tells you what it needs to be.
I have to say I really appreciate their verse starting with "We're not gonna make it."
Yes. I didn't catch that. I'm impressed you caught that. Jeremy and I didn't catch that, and we've been talking about that song specifically. Well, I guess we're not gonna make it after all. We didn't
Yeah.
use that take. Guess we're not gonna. There was another take that was a little spicier with the. Well, I guess I'm not gonna make it after all. But yeah, this was the first take, and it was the magic one. That was Bobby. Bobby wrote that whole those nanas. Those were Bobby.
Yeah.
That was the
That-
first
that- I
thing Bobby
love
sent
those
over. I was
nanas.
like, I think we picked the right folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that whole that walk down, that rap, just fantastic. So much fun working. We had a lot of guest cats on this. We had like 12 guest cats. Let me shout out all the name. Beefy sent his cat Sunny. Here is Sunny, Beefy's cat. Oh my goodness, all the cats are soloed. I'm not going to be able to solo these. Well, here are all the cats. Here are all the meows. So that everyone can just hear all the meows and the purrs. There's a purr in there that you can sort of tell is there, but you can't hear it. Here we go. That's my cat, Eddie. Next one is Henry, Spandex Moose's cat. Yeah, it was just like, okay, how do we make it sound like there's one cat and now suddenly all cats? So that was fun to figure out.
I enjoy the feline cacophony.
Yes, it was interesting before I dialed the mix in, they started sounding like baby cries, and it was very weird and off-putting.
Yeah.
And like, oh no, this won't work. So I had to make some really loud and make others really quiet and have echo to make it sound like they were further away cats. That helped, I think, kind of raising the floor of meows. I don't know. The brain is a weird thing. But yeah, I don't. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about as far as president stuff? You got some cool goodies there. I'd love to see some more things. I know you got a
Yeah.
lot of good stories. You got a lot of random tidbits and super interesting facts.
Well, like I said, man, there's just so much in this pastiche that I appreciate just because of how close it is to, I can't think of a better way to say it other than source material.
Yeah.
Uh, you know,
Thank you. That's super encouraging.
there's just something so right about it that feels just so inherently part of something that they've done. Even like the intentional but unintentional stuff that you did. Like there's references to stuff you didn't mean to reference, which I
Yeah.
think is amazing.
That's
So,
kind of cool. It's validating to sort of steep myself in source material and try to expand on it and find that I am expanding in the ways that it was expanded on by the people who made it. That was
yeah,
super
yeah,
cool to find out.
yeah, because especially like the whole like you said, you wanted to have like a little subset breakdown, and
Yeah.
like as far as there being a rap there, me being kind of proto subsetness, but the way that you fit it in by having the breakdown, kind of like the slowdown coming in and the sludge coming in, suddenly turning it into a Feelings Hijackers song unintentionally because you weren't aware of them at the time when you did it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the whole basis of what Feelings Hijackers was them taking a song and like layering shit on top of it and pulling things out of it and slowing it down or speeding it up, and just suddenly,
Yeah. That was
that's the
so
name.
wild to find out exactly what we did.
Yeah,
Those
I mean
whole
that's their name. The Feelings Hijackers was like, we have this song and we want to hijack all these sounds out of it and hijack and put so much
other
more
songs
into it
that
until
Chris
we've only
Ballew
got the
has
sound in it.
written. They all
Yeah.
So every Feelings Hijackers song with Feeling Hijackers is Out of Sight, the rapper, right? Does Out of Sight do any production, or is it all Chris?
I don't think he does any production on. He might do some production on the Feelings Hijackers albums. I don't know. I've got him sitting right here.
Well, so it's the rapper Out of Sight, and that's Chris Ballew playing bass, singing, doing a lot of production, and it's got that
Chris doing production, all that.
Yeah, and it's got that. So I don't want to say it's dated, but it has an aspect of a throwback vibe to it that reminds me of a lot of like vinyl based pop from the early 2000s, late 90s. Citizen King comes to mind. Stuff like Self and Beck. That kind of like, hey, sample chopping is dope. Hip hop it knows what's up. What else can we do? This is a whole new art form. What else can we make with it? Listen to what Fatboy Slim and Beats International is doing over in UK with samples, and realizing like we can turn anything into anything now, and just like the world of possibilities now that everyone has Pro Tools.
Yeah, that was really Mix-a-Lot. I mean, that's kind of what started with Subset. That was really Mix-a-Lot introducing Chris to sampling things on computers.
Really?
He had not dabbled with any of that at all. And when he and the band were starting to work with Mix on Subset, like Chris got turned on to this whole new way of making music by using samples and sampling different things and old records that he loved and different things. And he had this whole movement he called Sampladelic, of all these things where he's just like going through like using his computer to make noises that he'd never experimented with, because he'd always just been strictly instruments.
Yeah, 2-string, 1-string, no string guitars.
Yeah. And all the whole 2-string thing being introduced to him from Mark Sandman from Morphine, and suddenly having this other. Yeah, that's where the bassitar came from. Is from Morphine.
Okay, we need to get back to that after you finish this very interesting sample discussion.
So like right around the time of Subset, they were working on Subset, and Subset was trying to do a record, and then in the meantime, Chris was working on things called Sampladelic, where he was like getting like old children's records and sampling stuff from them and making songs into this.
Yes.
And
God, I love doing that. There is a song from a Time Machine storybook record that I've been trying to flip into a beat for about 8 years.
And he's made several albums of them, and they're all on his site now, except for the original version of My First Computer, which was the first album that he did. like that.
The
There's
flex, the drip. Oh my God, you've got the drip on this stream. This stream is so frosty right now. I love it.
So yeah, he did 2 different versions of My First Computer. He also did 2 different versions of the Giraffes album, and I think the one that I have is different than the one on the site too. The third Giraffes album, the unreleased one. Just him getting so honed in on trying to like dig into the crates, as it were, and start sampling things.
Wow. Okay. So the Git bass. About 7 years ago, you commissioned an interpolation of Naked and Famous for me. And you got Chris Ballew to sing on the hook, and it made my fucking life, and it was incredible. And so I decided to permanently convert one of my guitars into a Git bass for that. And the Git bass is the 3-stringed instrument that they play, which is tuned to C sharp, G sharp, C sharp. I just ordered a new batch of strings because I ran them raw recording this last song. But I always like to show these on streams when we talk about it, just so folks can buy them. If you go on to juststrings.com and search for N52, N42, and N30, you will find both the electric and acoustic strings that you would need to string an electric or acoustic Git bass. I've been studying the Git bass for 7 years. I never stopped playing it. I love it. It's so much fun finding weird voicings with it. I found, interestingly, it is tailor suited for playing drop D emo music. You can play like every Finch song and every Story of the Year song on it. It's incredible. But when you play anything else, it just sounds like the President's, and it's incredible.
Oh yeah. It's just got that. There's something about the tone to that, the way that it's tuned, and just being so minimalist.
100%.
It's the only chords they needed.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I've put this time into thinking about it, and I actually learned to play guitar listening to the first couple Presidents records, and Prolonging the Magic by Cake, both of which are not conventional guitar. I didn't realize that they weren't playing, I think I did, but it didn't even occur to me that I couldn't play it on a guitar, that it would be different. And then Cake is primarily on an acoustic guitar through an amp, and it usually, I think he tunes like a half step down or something, John McRae on the acoustic. So, yeah. But with both bands, there are 2 guitars doing a lot of really busy melodic stuff, a lot of double stops, and it's difficult to pick apart the different parts. And so there are a lot of President songs where I can't quite tell if it's a Git bass part, if it's a bass guitar part, because I haven't really thought about and listened to and learned and become familiar with the bass guitar yet, which is the 2-string one that Chris plays with a gap between the strings, I believe. Yeah. She's looking from some live videos.
That the bass guitar is what Mark Sandman introduced to him.
Did they pronounce it bass guitar?
I think it's pronounced bass guitar.
Okay, cool. Good to know. I've only ever read it. So
yeah,
Git bass bass guitar.
I think he said it in an interview, so I think that's where I picked that up from.
Oh, so. Nice. So Mark Sandman, the front man from the band Morphine, who unfortunately passed away several years ago and was the impetus for the first Giraffes album. Oh wow. So did he play a bass guitar?
No, the second Giraffes album. I'm sorry.
Okay. Did he play bass guitar in Morphine then?
He on a lot of the tracks he does, yeah. On a lot of the early albums.
Wow. Okay. So he invented it then. Did he?
Yeah, that's solely Mark Sandman's thing. Well, I don't know if Mark got it from somebody else, but Chris attributes it to Mark Sandman.
That is really cool. And as far as you know, the Git bass is a Chris Ballew invention?
Yes, as far as I know, Git bass was Chris trying to do a guitar version of the bass guitar for the Presidents.
That's so cool. I had no idea about that. I didn't know that there was an origin story of that.
Yeah.
That's so.
And of
it's
course,
cool that
that's
we
why
know
I'm
that.
here to talk about that.
Yeah.
Minutia.
How did they come into connection?
They knew each other through bands in Boston. Mark Sandman and Chris had a band together called Supergroup, and
That's such a
they
Chris Ballew name.
it really is. And they put out a 7-inch. The song on it is called Telepathic Kathy. It's amazing. But no, they knew each other through various bands in Boston.
What is the Boston connection? Because I know there's a demo
Chris-
of Naked and Famous called the Boston demo, and there's
So-
one called the New York demo. I don't know the story behind those.
So Chris, I think, is from that area. He's not. I don't think. I think he was out in Boston doing a bunch of different bands. He was in a band called Egg, and he was in a couple other bands out in Boston, and was doing a lot of early Casper stuff. Not Casper Baby Pants, the kids music thing, but Casper Baby Pants, the weird sonic thing that he was doing, and. So a lot of that originated in Boston, and then he moved out to Seattle and started doing a lot more of that. But I think Morphine is from Boston, and,
Okay.
and a lot of the stuff that he was doing early on. See, what's amazing to me is with all the President's tunes, they're all stuff. Well, a good majority of them, I can't say all, but the good majority of the songs are stuff that he did either in other bands or solo.
Oh, interesting.
So, like, there are versions of songs from later albums that he did in bands in college, or that he did on cassettes that he was selling out of his trunk.
God,
there
talking
is
about
one-
other bizarre like coincidences between presidents and cake. I was Shane Hall pointed out today when we were on a video call. We found a live 1994 Cake show where they played the song "Carbon Monoxide," which was released on Pressure Chief in 2004.
Yeah.
Never ever released ever before, and it's like identical. It's like the exact same song.
So
For 10 years,
in
and it
order
was never on an album.
So, as an example of a way that Chris has reworked and reused things, they put out an EP called Monkey River. There's a song by the Presidents called Monkey River. There are 12 different versions of this song from the years.
Oh my
Going
god.
Going back as far as 1991.
That EP is all the versions?
This EP is 12 versions of this song.
That's so fucking cool. Oh my god.
So it goes back from 1991, the original Apartment Steps, which is a band he was in, all the way up to the version
I
that
don't
was
even
on the
see
Love
that on the
Everybody
Wikipedia
album.
page. By the
Yeah,
way,
oh,
it
no.
looks like he moved to Boston in his 20s and then
Yeah.
back in the early 90s.
Yep. So yeah, the Apartment Steps, I don't think is the name of a band. I think that's where it was recorded. It was recorded on his apartment steps.
Was that by any chance the apartment in LA he had with Beck?
It may have been. It may have been.
I know
I'm
some
not
trivia.
sure. Yeah.
Because Chris Ballew, he played bass with Beck, right?
Yeah,
It was
he played
called
bass on the entire One Foot in the Grave album,
Egg
and then
Egg and Shrimp. Was it
Casper and Mollusk.
Casper and Mollusk? Okay, it wasn't the Egg pseudonym he used.
No. Egg was a band. Egg was a band in Boston. It was, I think Dave Dieterer was in Egg with Chris and Phil Franklin.
Oh, nice. Dave, that name sounds familiar.
Dave Dieterer is the Git bassist in
Dave.
The Presidents.
Dave, okay. President's Dave. The guy who's
I could
the
be- I
one
could be
person
wrong on
whose
this.
name I don't know.
It may not be Dave. Dave was in Dukes of Pop, which was the band before the Presidents. It was Dukes of Pop, it was Go, and
These
then it
are all
was the
such
Presidents.
good names.
Well, that's the thing, that you know how they got the name the Presidents, right?
No.
Okay, this is great. I love this story.
Okay.
So they're playing a show. They had not decided on a band name. So between every song, Chris would reintroduce the band as something else. And he's like, "Hey everybody, just a reminder, we are Pure Frosting, or We Are
That's
Go.
good.
Pure Frosting
Frosting's good.
was one of the ones he threw out. It became an album name later. And at one point he
That's
said,
why I
"We are the
remember it.
presidents of the United States of America," and people really reacted to that one, so they decided to keep that as the full band name. That was before Jason joined the band. That was when Dave Thiele was doing drums.
Whoa, that's so
The-
cool.
The fourth president.
I always just assume, like, it never occurred to me because, you hear a band name and you just don't think about it. It's just, that's the name of a band. And it's, it's like the name of a celebrity. You never think of, like the fact that like Steve Martin's name is Steve. Like, he doesn't seem like a Steve. He seems like Steve Martin,
Yeah. It's all one word,
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to call Bruce Willis Bruce. Like
definitely don't call him Bruno, because he tried to have people call him Bruno.
He did. He had
an album called it.
Yeah, I've heard that album. You know who else had a secret jazz album under another name? Joe Dogs, otherwise known as Joe Pesci.
Yep.
With DeFranco, I forget.
Andy DeFranco?
No, really good jazz organ player. I forget.
Oh, I was gonna. You said DeFranco, and I'm like,
I know.
Andy DeFranco did a jazz album?
It's the jazz organ player whose name I always get conflated with Andy DeFranco, so I can never remember it. But how? So I had never heard that he played bass with Beck. Was that ever in the Beck lineup, or is that all for other projects with Beck?
Like I said, Beck's second album, One Foot in the Grave, has Chris on the whole thing.
That's so wild. That's so cool. I got to go back and listen to that because I had no idea. And hearing Chris play 4-string bass on the Feelings Hijackers is a delight. It's just it's all that President's Funk and groove just in a bass line. And it's like yes.
This occurs to me that you haven't heard Freaked Out and Small.
I don't know if I have. I think I've been cruising through their whole discography on Spotify for the past month pretty heavily. I haven't been paying attention to all of which album everything is on though.
Freaked Out and Small is basically the way that album came out was the proto version of most crowdfunded album releases. Like, it was pre-Kickstarter.
Really?
There was a label called Music Blitz, and they're the one who put out the Addicted to the Fame Subset 12-inch.
Ooh, there was they put out Subset vinyl?
Yes.
Ian, I didn't know there was Subset vinyl. Oh my god.
Hang on a second. You're gonna make me flex again here. So hang on a second.
Okay, you can do that while I'm pulling up Discogs to see how much Subset vinyl is. Oh my god, I need to not need Subset vinyl. For the chat, for anyone who doesn't know, Subset was the band that the Presidents had with Mix-a-Lot on the mic, Sir Mix-a-Lot, and it's phenomenal. It's so good. It feels a lot like Optimus Rhyme, which is interesting. It feels like proto Optimus Rhyme. Although I talked to Andy, sorry, talked to Wheelie Cyberman. I'm just dropping governments today. I'm sorry. Talked to Wheelie of Optimus, and I was asking him like, hey, have y'all, like, how into Subset were you? How much was Subset on your mind when y'all were coming up with the Optimus Rhyme songs and that vibe? And he was like, what's Subset? I was like, Subset was the band the Presidents had with Mix-a-Lot on mic. And he was like, the what? I need this. And he was saying that Power Thighs was primarily thinking about Addicted to the Fame, the vinyl. Oh my god. So he was primarily thinking about Red Hot Chili Peppers for the Optimus Rhyme beats. That was sort of the funk influence in there, and then just kind of general West Coast hip hop vibe. Kind of the same thing. Oh my god, Tom Morello was doing. It's like, how could a guitar be the DJ in the band, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, show off this vinyl. This is
So before they did Freaked Out and Small, when they were working on Subset stuff, because the band broke up in '98.
Okay.
And
98.
then Yeah, because Chris left the band because he wanted to. He was having kids. He and his wife were having kids, so they split up the band because he's like, I've been touring nonstop for 4 years, so let's put a stop to this.
Playing national monuments.
The press release for the breakup of the band said, we broke up for the same reason that Soundgarden broke up. Chris left the band.
Wait. Okay, I was thinking of Alice in Chains. Hold on. Never mind.
No, yeah.
Okay.
So when Chris Cornell left Soundgarden.
Okay.
That
is not
and that happened
that is not the
year.
Seattle grunge band lead singer who died. Okay.
Not that year, but he did recently, yes.
Right. I was thinking like left the band was a euphemism. I was oh yikes.
No,
okay.
Literally just left the band.
That's funny. Different Chris.
So they had broken up in 98, and then in around 2000, maybe 2001, they were starting to work on things again, and they got together with Mix-a-Lot and started working as a backing band for him for songs that they were doing together. This kind of like, at the time, because that's when all that rap rock stuff was coming through, and they were like, let's do that too. And on the Addicted to the Fame,
like, let's
vinyl,
fix that.
It says Subset is the new band featuring the presidents of the United States of America and Sir Mix-a-Lot. Find out more at musicblitz.com, which doesn't exist anymore.
Oh no. Is it on archive at all?
Oh, maybe. But the B-side is a track called Jupiter, which is a song from Freaked Out and Small. But because this was on the Music Blitz label, they didn't have the rights to the name the Presidents of the United States of America.
Okay.
So, because Columbia Records still had it, because that's who their contract was tied up with. So it is only listed as this song was recorded in Seattle by 3 musicians from a well-known band. Which I think
That's
on
incredible.
the vinyl, which I think on the disc itself, it says it's by the Quitters.
This is post-breakup.
Yeah.
God. It's so good.
Yeah,
That's
actually,
fantastic.
I don't think it actually
that.
even says on the vinyl, but I think when the song was released, it said the Quitters. Yeah.
God, that's too funny. I love that. Their sense of humor is so unique. It's so it's not childish, but is unabashedly goofy and silly.
Absolutely.
It's so unique. I love it. I don't know.
That's why they're my favorite band. Come on.
They're so good.
It's they're speaking my language. It's my aesthetic,
Yeah, full on. Ian, this has been a goddamned delight. Thank you. We've got to do this again sometime about one of the many other things we are both obsessive about.
Absolutely. I do want to share one last thing, just
because
it's a flex that I have to do, because I have a certain amount of pride because
let me get
of
ready.
this.
Let me get ready for this one.
Okay. Years ago, when the band was breaking up, I was one of those guys who was like, I have no shame. I'm going to ask for exactly what I want. And I managed to get Chris's email early on. I'm in high school at this point. Just graduating high school and going into college when they broke up. But I was in high school when the band came out, and
this is 98. This is like people are just starting to access the internet via means other than America Online.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa,
and,
okay.
I had heard that that Chris and his buddy Dave Thiele, who he's known since childhood, were in a band called Creepy Stick, and they had done a song called Are You Going to the Weird Al Concert? And I was like, well, I was just on a Weird Al tribute album. I think they want to do another one. Let me see if I can get this song for the next volume of that. And I managed to get a hold of Chris. And I sent him an email. I was like, hey, would you be interested or willing to submit a copy of that song for this tribute album? And I never heard back from him. And 3 days after Christmas, I'm, in home in Baltimore, And it's that era where we have caller ID, where a little box pop is next to your phone and tells a phone number where something is calling from.
Oh my God.
It didn't say his name, but I suddenly got a phone call from Seattle. And I'm like, who the hell from Seattle is calling my house? And I answer it, and he goes, hey, is this Ian? This is Chris Ballew.
Holy shit.
So Chris called me, and he's like, hey, I got your message. Me and Dave got back together, and we re-recorded Are You Going to the Weird Al concert for you for this tribute album.
Oh my
Would you like me to
God.
play it for you over the phone? And I'm like, yes, please.
What?
So he played it for me. It's glorious. And then he's like, I'll mail it to you. I didn't get it for another 3 years, but I did finally get it.
What?
And
Oh my
he sent
God.
me this CD that says
Ian, your life is like the indie musician Alice in like Through the Looking Glass.
Yeah, this is recorded in 99. Are You Going to the Weird Al concert? Copyright 1999, Raw Poo Music. But the disc was sent
Raw Poo.
That's his copyright name is Raw Poo Music. It's now Aurora Elephant Music, but back in the day it was Raw Poo. And 8/28/2000 is when this disc was burned. Creepy Stick, Weird Al, Are You Going to the Weird Al concert? Weird spelled I-E, not E-I, which is why he can never find the file when he's looking for it now. Because somebody pointed out to him recently, you misspelled weird, and he's like, "Is that why I can't find the song anymore?" And so
That'll
it says,
do it.
Ian,
Big
call
move.
me before you release this, Chris, and it's got his little doodle that he always signed things with.
Hey, it looks like him.
Yeah, he does those as like art pieces now. But yeah, so that was the disc that Chris Ballew sent me, and that I ended up producing that second Weird Al tribute album. And
God,
yeah,
that's so cool. I gotta find that link. Are you going to the Weird Al concert? We gotta drop that link in chat before we break. Insane. There we go. Oh, creepy stick. Found it.
Yep, it's on my Bandcamp.
All right, y'all.
It's available for a free download.
I'm dropping this in chat because that is too good. Oh my goodness. I'm not logged in on my desktop. God. All right. Everyone go insaneian.bandcamp.com. It's got its own track on Me, Myself, and I, a tribute to Weird Al Yankovic as performed by others. You can find it on there. I'm going to listen to it as soon as this is over. But again, this has been an absolute delight. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for taking East Coast time out for this because it is late over there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not on the East Coast anymore.
That's
I'm
right,
in
Central.
Mid-Coast now.
Chicago.
I'm in Central Time.
Chicago, right?
But it is still late here. It is now midnight 30. So.
Oh, well, I bid you adieu, my good friend. And until
well, thanks
next
for having
time,
me, man. This was awesome.
Hey, Beefy made it for the end. Let's say goodbye to Beefy. Beefy, good night. Sweet
Good night.
dreams. See y'all.
Rock.
Thanks for coming.